being done to ensure that those who find themselves in the pitfalls of injury and so much that comes as you are on duty are attended to. I'll be introducing my guests very shortly. Just a preamble. Uganda's tourism and hospitality sector, one of the country's fastest growing, is now at the center of a new national drive to promote safer and healthier workplaces. It's being described as the Occupational Safety and Health Poster Campaign, and launched under the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development. The campaign is a joint effort. It has with it Enable in Uganda, the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, the National Organization of Trade Unions, the Central Organization of Free Trade Unions, as well as the Federation of Uganda Employers. I have with me Daniel Opio. He's a labour rights and social dialogue expert with Enable in Uganda. Mr. Moses Mauku, General Secretary of the Uganda Hotels, Food, Tourism, Supermarkets and Allied Workers Union. He's also a honcho at the Central National Organization of Trade Unions, that is NOTU. Gentlemen, many thanks for making time for Morning at 10 TV this morning. Let me begin with Mr. Opio, and you are from Enable Uganda, Labour Rights and Social Dialogue expert. Just bring us up to speed with what Enable in Uganda's role is in this particular campaign and what it entails for the rest of us.
Thank you so much. Good morning, our viewers. Enable is the Belgian development agency, and we implement on behalf of the Kingdom of Belgium here in Uganda. We are supporting the government of Uganda and its partners to implement its national development plan. And we support sectors in social development, in health, in education, etc. But for this very campaign, we are working with the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, with its partners, the social partners, NOTU, COFTU, Federation of Uganda Employers. So we are implementing a program called Decent Work and Social Protection in Uganda here. And that's why we are, among the activities that we are implementing, we have a campaign, a poster campaign, which we have co-created with the ministry, with the unions and the employers together. Of course, we have been supported by our experts from Belgium. They are called the Federal Public Service for Labour. They supported us to co-create a campaign that we are rolling out now to the tourism and hospitality sector in Uganda. This campaign aims to raise awareness of the sector actors on issues of safety and health at the workplaces. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Moses Mauku, you are in the thick of it all when it comes to the various sectors where occupational health is a compelling aspect that ought to be at the forefront of any discussion, especially when you look at the movement towards creating a more transformative economy that is productive. Bring us up to speed with the campaign, but most importantly, what the thrust is for NOTU and the other stakeholders in the food and tourism industry.
Well, to begin with is to salute Ugandans and viewers of NTV in particular. And I would only begin on the issue of trying to highlight what occupational safety and health is and what it means to a worker. Occupational safety and health deals with preventing harm from any incidental hazards at the workplace that could arise and or that could cause harm or any injury or even death to an employee in the work environment. Occupational safety and health is one of the core conventions of the International Labour Organization. Actually, it was adopted in 2022 as the 9th core convention among the ILO conventions. Under the circumstances, it is important that we roll out a program that promotes implementation, observance of this as a worker's right in the workplaces, because it's all about life. If you are not healthy, you cannot work. If you are injured, you can't work. So it's only a worker who is healthy who can offer his or her services. Occupational safety and health or injuries at work have or manifest in different dimensions. We have various categories of hazards that we interface with, at the workplace. We have those that are physical, things that you see that can cause injury or harm to your health, but there are those that are chemical. I will not get into the details because of time, but we also have ergonomics, how we sit, the space we use to do our work. We also have those that manifest in terms of radiations, excess temperatures, either cold or heat. We also have psychological problems that cause issues with somebody who is in employment. It could be habits like alcoholism. It could be somebody harassing another, and it affects your level of productivity. And the 6th one is biological. We have hazards that are biological, very many. It comes as a result of either poor sanitation. It comes as a result of even COVID-19 is one of the biological hazards that we suffered, and people died in huge numbers. But it is a virus, so it is under the biological hazard. Some people contracted this disease in their work environment. So it is important and necessary that we get to understand the hazards with which we work, and then how do we control ourselves against them, because many of them we can control. But an accident is an accident. Accidents are defined in the law. We have two scenarios. You have what we call industrial accidents and also industrial diseases. And all these two scenarios are defined by the law. But what is important is that Ugandans need to understand we are sometimes not privy to these laws. So when we get opportunity to speak to our workers through media houses like this, it is important to share this knowledge. We have two laws in Uganda. Besides the international law, that is the Occupational Safety and Health Convention 155, the National Constitution of the Republic of Uganda provide for workers to have their occupational safety and health enjoyed in the workplaces. We have two labor laws in relation to occupational safety and health. One is the preventive law, that is Occupational Safety and Health Act, CAP 231, and we also have a remedial law, which is the Workers' Compensation Act, CAP 233. Where the preventive law has not applied, if an accident occurs and an employee or a worker gets injured, you can have a minor injury, you can have a serious injury, you can also die from an accident. So the remedial law then applies. What happens to an employee who has gotten injured? The definition of an industrial accident in the law refers to any injury, an accident that a worker meets while going to work from his house or her house en route to workplace. 60 minutes, that is 1 hour, to the time you are supposed to check in at your workplace. It is that injury or accident that you meet while at workplace. And it is also that accident or injury that you meet 1 hour after signing out of employment en route home. So that is the definition of an industry accident. But very many people in Uganda here incur these accidents, especially the 60 minutes before and the 60 minutes after. And the employers do not regard those as industry accidents. They say, he got this accident outside employment, when it is actually covered under the definition of the law. So it is important that workers get clear and understand the definition of an industrial accident.
Okay.
Border borders have always been hitting people while they are going to work or after work going back home. And they are not compensated, they are not treated by their employers. And yet it is a requirement of law.
Okay.
The other definition is industrial accident. That is an ailment that a worker suffers as a result of performing his or her duties in employment. And very many people also do not comprehend how it is defined and how it is treated in law. But all these things are written in the law.
Written in the law.
Yes,
we just have to make time and read some of the laws and the books, despite their volumes.
I have even written a small book summarizing the two laws, the key issues that an employee should understand at workplace. So if you get in touch with me, I can share with you a copy of such information.
We shall speak a little bit later. I'll be returning to you so that you can take us through exactly why it's the tourism and the hospitality sector that have chosen to be the anchors of this particular campaign. I know the peculiar nature of the injuries that do occur and the challenges that are prevalent, but allow me ask Mr. Opio, how does this campaign fit within the broader efforts to promote decent work and protect workers' rights?
Yeah. So I've seen part of the posters going around on our screen.
That's right.
If you see these posters, we are coming from two angles. The one angle is what Moses has explained, the hard occupational safety and health. You have got the accident, but also on our side we are coming from the soft side of the safety and health at workplaces. The poster which is right now on the screen is about a guest who is arriving at a hotel. And no doubt there are so many guests like that who arrive at the hotel.
That's right.
And the first thing they are looking at is, who is this young lady or who is this young man? And how do I get hold of her? And the young lady saying, well, I am a worker, I have come to work. I need to, I came in a safe and healthy environment. I need to go home safe. I should not be harassed by a guest who has come. I should not be harassed by a colleague at work. Harassment is also a matter of safety and health. We are also looking at encouraging employers, our managers, to give us, you have given me the job, but you need to give me the tools to use
to do the job.
Give me, if you are pushing me to the kitchen, give me the things, the gloves. Don't just say, here is your kitchen, start to work. Give me the tools and train me how to use the tools. If you are the manager, we also government is telling the managers or the owners of hotels, the owners of lodges, restaurants, can you buy better equipment which has been certified by various agencies, so that a worker comes to your workplace and interfaces on daily with equipment which has been verified, certified, and you have to train them on how to use. So we are having two angles, the hard side of the safety, which Moses has spoken, and the physical, the soft areas. The manager there is telling the worker that please always
can you
have these gloves on daily, so that you work and then you go home when you are healthy and safe the way you can. Your family.
I mean,
that
would be really not uncompromising, but uneasy if the chef returns home also expecting a meal from the wife, but he has already suffered the burns from his own cooking job at the hotel. Here
we are addressing also issues of attitude. Sometimes we blame employers for not providing, but that is the employer talking to the worker.
Use this.
Use those equipment. Use these gloves. Use any other equipment around. Sometimes we workers ignore the instructions at workplaces, and then we get into troubles with these issues, and then we have to run around. You lose your job just because of negligence. So these are some of the issues that we want the workers and employers to know. There are those which is a responsibility of the employer, but there are those areas that are also a responsibility of the workers themselves.
Okay. I'm glad Mr. Opio has pretty much used the poster that has been shown to us to illustrate some of the injuries that are recorded within the sector. It's something that you can add on. The reason I want you to elaborate a little bit more is because we know factories to be places where some of the most grievous injuries happen. I mean, you're onto the conveyor belt and somehow your fingers are crushed. When the focus this time is on tourism and hospitality, it does say something that maybe there is a lot more happening there than what meets the eye. You've illustrated the fact that some guests can be, well, unbecoming. It also comes down to mindset, and I hope you can talk about it. Why they employ certain particular people in this sector and not others.
You have correctly described the notion that is prevailing everywhere. People think that industrial accidents relate to industry as in factory. Industry in this case refers to sectors.
Sectors, yeah.
Not necessarily the factory. Okay. The word industrial refer to sectors. Sectors of work, but not necessarily. But in the ordinary understanding, many people relate industrial accidents to factory setting, which is absolutely wrong. In the recent past, I think the most recent convention now talks about harassment in the workplace, not at the workplace. In the workplace refer to situations that relate to work, including your home. There are certain things that happen to you as an employee at home. Assume you have this notorious wife who slaps you in the morning. Before you come to report here, you are struggling how to wipe away the slap that your wife has given you, and yet you have to feature on TV. So that could somehow disorganize your way of work. So when we talk about in the workplace, it is a wider scope than at the workplace. So these industrial accidents refer to sectors. Do you know how many people die of accidents after work but going home? And would you imagine that hotel workers don't use taxis, boarders to go home? They get even more fatal accidents in the hotel setting, in the restaurant setting, because they don't live in these restaurants. They don't. Yeah, they live home. And the law tells you it is 60 minutes before you report to work, but en route work. Those accidents that occur at the workplace, and also those that occur after signing out of any TV en route home. So if you are shattered by a car, is it not a fatal accident?
Very fatal.
So that is what it refers to. So in the hotel setting, in the tourism setting, we have more serious accidents. If I can show you a glimpse of some of the accidents, animals caused the workers in Uganda Wildlife Authority, for example. Animals have battered many of our members. I represent the workers.
That is in the national parks and
yes, I represent, our union represents the workers of the Uganda Wildlife Authority. There are several accidents that are reported almost on a weekly basis. Animals injuring workers. They kill them sometimes. Are they not fatal? And is that a factory? But that person works in the forest. The workers in the forestry, they meet a lot of accidents at their workplace in that setting. So the focus on tourism and hospitality is just timely. We are opening up to the world to understand that there are even more fatal accidents in other sectors other than. It is very easy to protect a conveyor belt by just fabricating some wooden box and cover. How do you protect an elephant from injuring a worker? It's more difficult. But there are workers who deal with. If you only knew how these rhinos are breeded. A rhino is followed by an employee 24 hours a day, every day of its life. There is a worker watching a rhino. Every moment of its life, there is a Ugandan person deployed to watch that rhino in patterns.
That is right.
This one, the shift ends, they hand over that rhino to another person. And do you think a rhino is not a very dangerous animal? So all those are hazards that these people relate or work with. They have to be protected. Like Pio is saying, you have to train these people how to guard against their. In the bush there are so many things that happen. They suffer a lot of pierces from the wood. So there are several things that happen where people must be kept informed about how to protect themselves, and two, how then to report when an accident occurs.
Okay.
What is the responsibility of government on matters of industrial accidents and industrial diseases? What are the responsibilities and roles of an employer? What are the roles of a union? They are all written in the law. And what are the responsibilities of the worker, him or herself? All these things are written, and people just need to get this information so as to best protect themselves and know what to do if an accident actually happens. How do you get compensated? The law provides that the employer is bound to treat this employee until the employee heals or dies.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
That is explicitly stated like
in
that?
the law. It is the duty of the employer to treat this worker, whether 6 years of an industry accident, until this person heals. If the affected employee heals, a medical doctor or a medical practitioner qualified will assess the degree of injury or incapacitation the accident has caused this worker, and then he awards him the percentage of loss or percentage of incapacitation that is then compensated. Not directly by the employer, because the very law compels the employer to insure the worker of his or her life. So it is the insurance that pays. And the insurance also pays back the costs of treatment the employer has been incurring.
All right, thank you very much. Some very enlightening information there, something that changes perspectives on how we see certain things. But let me just keep to the mindset aspect as we wind up this conversation. How are you helping the management, especially, to come on board in being agreeable to some of these revelations and getting on board in terms of helping those who could find themselves victims within their spaces?
Like I said at the beginning, we are just a development agency. More or less, we support government and its partners. And for this case, we have Government of Uganda under the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development. We are working with the Departments of Labor and the Department of Occupational Safety and Health. And then we have also the Federation of Uganda Employers. This is an apex association of all employers
in the country.
And then we have Moses and the unions. how we are helping employers and the workers get on board is one, is first to launch, we launched this poster campaign at international level during the International Convention for Occupational Safety and Health, which happened. But we are now rolling this campaign to all sector actors, workers and employers at national level. We want to take this message to them so that they appreciate, they be informed and appreciate that addressing issues of safety and health is a benefit to both the employer and the worker. It's not a cost. But we want also to change the mindset of both the employer and the worker on matters of safety and health. So for me and us, we are taking on this campaign, but also with several other activities that we are working on together with the unions and employers and government. We are slowly getting there, getting to them at the enterprise level. We have started at national level, now we are at enterprise level. We come to your hotel, we speak to the workers, we speak to the management, and we make them understand that really putting in place standards and safety and health is a benefit to both the employer and the worker.
Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen. Daniel Opio, Labour Rights and Social Dialogue Expert at Enable Uganda. Moses Mauku, General Secretary of the Uganda Hotels, Food Tourism, Supermarkets and Allied
Maybe,
Workers
can I just
Union.
add one?
A minute?
Just one, even 30 seconds. For those of you who are out there that are interested in accessing some of these poster campaigns, you could come to us. We sit at the Ministry of Labour at the basement or ground floor. You could ask and we'll be able to give you as many copies as you wish. But also Moses has, the unions have
online?
And also online. You can access them on our social handles.
Okay. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And for you out there, especially the employers, safe workers, comfortable workers means more productivity, and the bottom line is more profits. I think it makes perfect sense. That will do it for this particular interview. Do stay with us. Morning Attentive does continue, including the Kickstarter, where we shall be discussing the huge legacy